Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
Hurrdatmedia.com. So just click on our network and you'll see all of our network shows there. It's super fun and exciting. Also, Hurrdat Media on Instagram and on Twitter and also on
YouTube.
Facebook. And
it's
YouTube
coming.
as well. Yep.
Right now, there's only one thing up there, but feel free to subscribe so you don't miss anything. So we've got a lot of stuff planned, and it's going to, and that's Hurrdat Media's YouTube, because it'll have a lot of stuff from several of the shows, and in particular, I want to point you to one of our shows is Hollywood Raw. If you haven't heard of it already, they have a great episode out with Larsa Pippen, and then the one prior to that was Bryce Hall, which is like 2 bombshells in a row.
Yeah, for sure.
They're huge. And right now, the number one story you said on E! Online.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's a number one story on E! News on TV yesterday. It was the lead story. And I'm trying to connect my phone because I've got a clip of it. We can play
go
them.
Ahead. You're doing
it's
that.
It's easier said than done.
You go. Well, you're the IT guy.
Exactly.
Anyway.
That's what I'm saying. It's easier said than done.
I tell you what, HR really sucks around here as far as hiring procedures. But Rhianna's in the studio. Rhianna Mays.
Good morning.
Good morning. And I know, we're recording this in the morning. I don't know when you're listening, but it's like,
sorry.
That's okay though. No, because it is one of those like slap in the face, dreary winter days. Little icicles on the trees this morning.
Yeah, we went from the Saturday 70 and sunny, and my kids were in shorts playing outside to.
I kind of love this though.
You do?
I kind of do. Yeah, kind of
Really?
do. Well, I'll tell you, I got a very special shirt on. I'll tell you why I love it. I love this weather because of this shirt.
And
Okay.
I
So we'll talk about that in a
commented.
second.
I like that color on you.
Oh my
thanks. I
God.
appreciate that.
All right, let's do the drop first, and then we'll get back to
so
the
this
love
is
fest
let me
here.
get over here
Okay.
to my it's like this is from I got to find the right little. There's 47 texts.
I thought you were ready.
No, I was not ready.
Anyway,
are you kidding me? That's
so
what you get for thinking.
I'm going to say this, Rihanna.
Okay, now I'm ready.
If
Whenever
you
you're
could. Okay,
Whenever
go
you're
ahead.
ready. No, go
All right,
ahead.
go ahead. God.
I just don't want my phone to
start
reset.
over.
Trust me, if we started over every time, we'd never get anything
That's going
done.
to be the title of today's podcast.
Maybe we should
start over.
Really, we
Yeah.
learned that a long time ago. It's like you don't
Just keep going.
Just keep
if we
it
start over, we'll
rolling.
never get anything done.
Okay, so here it is. We'll see if this works.
Okay.
Tonight on Nightly Pop, I just feel like Kanye.
That's not it. We got to get better audio. Just go. You know what? Screw you both. Just go ahead. I'm going to keep
looking. Like it's our fault, right?
Right?
Okay.
You just set me up here.
I didn't ask for a drop. Anyway, so let's talk about Rhianna first. Let's talk about what you do. And I've had people reach out to me since our last time together. They really enjoyed the last episode. Are you ready now?
I'm ready now.
Okay.
Maybe we should just start over.
He's sitting there like a puppy.
I think we should.
He was sitting there like a puppy, like, okay, I'm ready.
Ready.
Okay.
And actually,
all
what's funny is it's the exact same thing from before. I just collaborated. Okay, so here it is from E! News last night talking about Hollywood Raw.
Tonight on Nightly Pop, I just feel like Kanye was in a place where he really didn't trust anyone with Kim.
Unless you have been living under a rock, you know Kim and her BFF Larsa Pippen had a falling out. There's been a ton of rumors as to why their friendship went south. And flash forward to today, Larsa went on the Hollywood Raw podcast to reveal who she blames for the whole mess.
I just feel like how that turned, maybe because, I blocked him on my phone. So then he turned that into like, oh, she's this and she's that. And then they all started to ride his wave.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
It was crazy.
That
Crazy.
audio sounded exactly the same.
It was exactly the same. It's the same one. It was from my TV because I couldn't find, and you can't
And
find
you
it
know what?
online anywhere. That clip.
Who was the chick that was reporting? Do you know who that was?
Yeah, it was the blonde girl that used to be on Rich Kids of Beverly Hills. I don't know
which is worse, me saying the chick that was on or him saying the blonde on Beverly. Anyway, I take offense to her saying that you must be living under a rock if you didn't know they had a falling out.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were friends.
Yeah.
So
What? Who are you? Where are you? You didn't know that they unfollowed each other on Instagram? And that sounds so ridiculous to hear. Funny enough to hear Dax and Adam say that out loud.
Yeah.
But then to say, I saw that they unfollowed each other on Instagram. It sounds absolutely ridiculous.
don't you have to stalk to
how
find
the hell
out?
do you know something like that?
Right?
Like,
I don't know.
You go to their followers.
No, okay,
and
so
you search
what
for
happened is
their
that they're weirdos that's what they do is follow that. And Kim randomly unfollowed Larsa earlier this spring.
How do you even know she does?
I don't even know. I don't know if there's I bet there are
So
people
you know
that's their
what?
job.
Yeah, people need to get a life, actually. Like, it's not you're living under a rock. You have a life.
Agreed.
You have hobbies
Thank
and
you.
other things that you're
So
doing.
you're not a loser if you don't know.
You're not
Thank
a
you.
loser. No, actually, I posted yesterday. If you're still watching mainstream media, please turn it off. Like, for your own sanity, please get off of it.
There's been kind of a push in that direction, which has been kind of an interesting flex or reflex, whatever you want to call it. But okay, before we get into this, because I there's so much to talk about, and I don't want to just gloss over Pat's shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
Well,
I appreciate that.
I am curious about the story now.
The store, and actually, I really kind of overplayed it a lot. It's just, I have 2
At
shirts.
this point, that doesn't surprise
That's true.
me. Like, we're 5 minutes into a total shit show.
God, I was thinking that maybe that should be the title. 5 minutes into a total shit show. Okay, so I have another shirt. This shirt, I have another shirt just
It's
like
like
this, but
long
in red.
underwear.
It is like long underwear, and
It's a thermal.
this
Yeah,
one
thermal.
and my other one are called my Bridge the Gap shirts because these shirts are larges and normally I wear mediums, and these are until I feel pretty again. These are the shirts I'm going to wear because they're the only shirts that you don't see my boobs and that are actually comfortable, and I feel cozy and
you
warm.
have a little extra
material.
material.
I don't feel like I'm just working every outfit I have. So I'm calling them my Bridge the Gap shirts. I found 2 of them. They're comfy.
Oh, my God.
I need to order some more.
So I have 9-year-old girls that they're starting to develop, and I'm just like, you need to wear a sports bra today. So maybe that's your
sports
version
bra?
of a sports bra.
Oh yeah,
It's like a hug.
It is like this is loose.
Right?
Sports bras like
Yeah.
keep you up, right?
Well, no,
Like
Well,
together.
they give you an extra layer so that you don't.
This just gives me
see
more room
everything.
in here.
So you
Because
don't
otherwise
nip
it'd be
out.
like this.
That's-
Nobody wants to see
no
that.
nipping out.
No.
I didn't need to see that.
I mean, it is cold in this room.
It is cold. Cutting glass over here, yo.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
We should have started
for the
over.
record, Pat, I liked your shirt. I thought it was
Thanks.
a great color for you. I
appreciate that.
I don't know that I needed that whole story, but
Okay.
I'm glad that you feel good about you because that's
Do you look
really,
at him
that's really-
differently now?
No.
Okay.
No, 'cause I totally get it. So here's my thing. I carry so much of my weight in my stomach, and I wear very loose shirts all the time, and all my friends are like, you look bigger wearing the looser stuff, and I'm just like, listen, I'm doing
feel-
your eyeballs a favor. You do not want to see.
I feel like a poorly wrapped present if I wear something that fits. So,
No, I actually feel like a tube floating down the Elkhorn River without an actual tube. Like, I'm doing you a favor, trust me.
it's all good. It's all good. That's right.
Yeah, I know me. Trust me.
Yeah, right?
I'm doing me, boo.
That's exactly right. Oh my God. All right. Are we able to can we
I don't
Yeah.
pull it all
You
back
know what?
together?
At this point.
Already 7 minutes. Now we're 7 minutes into this shit show.
Well, you know what,
I had
though?
to,
That's
though.
okay. I think the universe, everybody needs to laugh right now because there is so much anxiety and collective stress and anger and fear, and the world feels upside down. So, you know what? Let's have a
Yeah.
laugh. That's perfect.
I think so too. I think that's part of that. Like when we've been doing our podcast for now almost 2 years or a year and a half, I guess.
About a year and a half.
About a year and a half, but over almost 500 and some episodes. Well, it is over 500 episodes, which is crazy when you think about it. The whole point is to stay away from politics because you get it everywhere.
Yeah.
The onslaught is like everybody feels the need to put their 2 cents in, no matter what channel you turn on. It doesn't matter. You try and watch late night, ha-ha funny, not ha-ha funny. You try and watch any of your favorite shows and somebody decides, or your stars or your sports stars, everybody, and I get that everybody has a voice and they have a right to say what they want to say, but just know that the reason I know about you is because of something you do that I find interesting. And you're not doing it right now.
Yeah.
And if I want to find news, there are certain, sources that I will go to for that, but I don't like the onslaught, and I feel like you just kind of need to
Take a breath.
take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm very heavily into the politics right now, but that is simply because it is my sole purpose, and everybody has a sole purpose. They come in with a job and natural talents and gifts, and that's how they're going to show up for the universe.
Ooh, does sole purpose mean soul like your soul? I always thought sole purpose meant your one purpose.
Your one purpose?
No,
Yeah.
so you
Huh,
your
that's
sole
weird.
I guess it
purpose.
could be both.
I suppose.
Could be true.
Yeah.
It could be, but
I
I
like
find
soul.
it very hard to believe that you only have one gift or only one way you would show
Or
up.
that your soul SOLE purpose isn't your soul SOUL purpose.
Yeah.
Right?
I've always
Yeah.
seen it and spelled it SOUL, like your spirit soul's
I
purpose.
haven't seen it either way. I've always thought it was just soul, like Uno.
Like sole proprietorship.
I
Yeah.
am talking about, because we really are spiritual beings, and our soul is like shoved into this rotting meat suit that we call a human body.
Right.
And we come with gifts and purposes, and that's, everybody just needs to show up right now in the way that their heart and their soul is guiding them to. So whether it's providing comedy or, holding the energy of peace and calm, my personal job is to destroy the matrix brick by brick. And that does include the complete fiasco of our political system, and that is globally. And I don't need to get into it, but the point is everybody just really would benefit if everybody just trusted how they're being guided to show up right now and honor that. You know, I know some people that their whole job right now is to just hold calm, hold the vibration of calm. And they get to go about their day and they don't have to shout from the rooftops or do anything fancy. It's just simply hold the vibration of calm. And so everybody right now is being guided how that looks, because it takes a village and we all need to show up with our gifts and our soul purpose. And that way we're going to get through all of this. But I absolutely encourage people to turn off the news, to turn off mainstream media in general. There's so much disinformation. There's a lot of dark energy. I had somebody message me the other day and she said, I saw the demon of confusion and hatred, and it came right out of the TV when I was watching the news, and I believe that. So really, and it's not something to fear. It's just you command your power and your sovereignty, and demand that you are safe, and that includes turning off the crap that is feeding you the negative energy.
I think a lot of people, do you think that some people too turn it on because they feel like they're obligated to? Like it's like they're supposed to be watching this. I better watch this. And it's like, you know what, if you feel, I'm being drawn to podcasts, let's put it this way, I'm being drawn to podcasts that are calm and that are encouraging thoughtfulness and encouraging, just take a deep breath. Just,
100%.
as far, because there's a lot going on. It's not just the election.
Yep.
There's a lot of other stuff that's also going on. And yeah, I'm feeling that. It's just like, I don't want to get bogged down in this one channel. And that, it's like, okay.
Because it zaps every ounce of energy you have, because there's so much and there's so many different angles and coming from so many different sides. It's like,
Yeah. So if you're
stop it.
if you're being guided to do that, to listen to that, or to check out, or rent a cabin in Minnesota and go, whatever, honor that. Please honor that. And if it feels like, if you're doing something and it feels like your body is restricting in any way, or it feels tight, your body is telling you that is not for you, and you need to quit it, whatever that is.
It's like recoiling from getting slapped.
Exactly.
Your
Your body will show you.
doesn't like that. So yeah, don't feel like you have to absorb this stuff. You don't have to take this in. And if you want to find out information, you can seek it out on your own. You don't have to listen to someone else. Because I just don't like the delivery of some people. That's the thing. It's like the delivery is, in some instances, is hateful or is spiteful or is...
Well, it's constantly trying to sway your opinion. It's not factual. It is telling you what you should think and feel. And a lot of people just go into kind of automotive, like, that's not what I want to say, automatic mode.
There you go.
And they're not questioning what they're hearing or what they're saying. They're like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then I'll just believe that. So, yeah, I highly recommend turning it off. I know there's some people that have unfollowed me right now just because it is kind of intense. But I try to balance it with, remembering that you create the reality that you're experiencing. So even if the president gets elected that you don't want, you still have control over your own little world.
Exactly.
And your experience. And that's by minding your vibration, and doing things that bring you joy or feel good or feel light or make you laugh. I mean, my favorite right now is Jim Gaffigan or
so funny.
Fluffy. Fluffy.
love
Fluffy. Oh my gosh. So anything that just makes me laugh, I'm just like, I'm all in.
And then I went and saw him at Ralston Arena 2 years ago.
I remember that.
Hilarious. He's just hilarious.
Yes,
I love
is
him.
so funny.
Yeah.
He has a stint a YouTube video when Fluffy goes to India.
Bennett's watched it.
Have you ever watched it?
I have, but Bennett watches all the time.
Oh
I'm
my
sure.
gosh, you have to look it up. It is the best. It's so funny.
There's some really good ones that are out there, and Fluffy is hilarious. What is it, Trey? What's his name?
Trey.
Hey, Sasha. I'm yelling out for down the hall. Hey, Sasha. What is his name? Was it Trey? The guy that does the videos. He was up at the pumpkin patch, Skinny Bones. Trey Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. I'm like, Trey Kennedy is another one. His videos are they're a little longer than what I'm like, okay, you could have done this in 4 minutes instead of 8. I'm just telling you. But he's just like all over the place, and it's just dumb fun.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
dumb
what we just
fun.
need is dumb fun. The
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Geico or if it's Progressive, that insurance company commercials where it's this guy that goes around teaching these younger people not to be like their parents.
That's funny.
But that is like belly laugh every time I see
is
that.
It Geico?
I don't know. I don't know. I
know.
think it's Progressive. I think it is Progressive. And when they are walking around, the parent, somebody talk on the speakerphone. It's like, okay, so do we speak with speakerphones? Who does that? My parents. Exactly. It's just and that guy's perfectly cast. He's like, when you find a comedian that you don't know why you think everything is funny that they do, that guy, everything, if he was reading like the obituaries, it'd be hilarious.
Mayhem is another one.
Yeah, he's good too.
Perfectly cast.
Perfectly cast.
Right. I see him out of context in what his real job. I mean, I know he's a comedian.
An actor. He's on
actor
he's
as well.
on
And I'm just like,
Criminal Intent.
He's mayhem. That's it. He's mayhem for the rest of his life. And it's hilarious. Because for some people, they don't latch on to that. Because that commercial's lost on them. They don't understand he's mayhem. He is it. But anyway, that is, I think, a really important thing to just do it intentionally. Just like, you know what? Let's find something really nice and easy to watch, something easy to digest, or something easy to do.
Yesterday I spent most of my day on my couch with a snuggly blanket, hot cocoa, and reading a book that had nothing to do. I mean, it was just fictional garbage, right? And it was glorious. And so,
Quiet.
I highly recommend just doing what feels good to you right now, and get rid of all the shoulds. I should be doing this. I should be feeling this.
Can you move that mic a little bit closer to your mouth, like that, just up a little bit?
Is that better?
There you go. That's better.
Is that better? Okay.
We should just start.
Sorry,
over.
my throat. I'm like, I keep clearing my throat. I don't know what's. Maybe I'm clearing all the collective who really want to just scream. It's all crazy right now. So, and I know yesterday there was a lot of people were feeling heart palpitations and anxiety, and it's so much right now, and it's like you said, Jill, it's on all levels, and it's.
But now that the election is over, no matter what side you're on, I'm just glad the election's over. You know,
the buildup to it was awful.
Oh my God, the buildup
because
was
of
awful, and you couldn't watch, you couldn't listen, you couldn't see anything minus reading a book that didn't have Kara Eastman, blah blah, or what. You know, it was so much, and the fact that day when it was over, whatever happens in the courts, whatever, it's just the process is over.
You know who else is really happy? The mailman.
Oh, I bet.
I'm sure.
Not carrying all that. Those
Junk.
Right? You get how many flyers? I'm like, how do you know I haven't already voted? You know, like maybe I voted absentee and you guys are still sending me all this crap. And it's just piles of it. And you're just,
It's intense.
It is. It's a lot. And I get it. So they're trying to reach out to people. I understand. But the build up to the election was just incredible. And every season, every cycle, it gets worse.
Yep. Seems like it.
Well, the good news is energetically, I see the entire system is broken, and it is breaking, and it is falling apart. And so I think that's what a lot of people are feeling right now is the energetics of everything that we have ever seen or known is falling apart. It's crumbling, and it's a good thing because it wasn't working. And that could be a whole bunch of things. It could be tons of categories, you name it. The system is breaking right now because we just got to a point where humanity could no longer support the matrix, and it is breaking. And so that's what a lot of people are feeling is the anxiety of the unknown. And
it is. Even if what you know is wrong, it's what you know. You know, I mean, that explains Stockholm syndrome.
100%.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, because people always ask, why didn't they just leave? You know, and it's like, that's what they knew. And the devil, you know, as they say. And that's what it is. And now we're finding out. And for some people too, they're seeing things falling apart or things aren't working right, and they haven't seen the other side of it, of the why. And for some of us, I haven't seen all the why, but I've seen some of the why. I get why things weren't working right. I see now why wow, this has been going on all along.
Yeah.
And all this stuff has been happening behind or in the cover of darkness, so to speak.
Yep.
And some things now have been brought to light, and there's still a lot of people that are really, really pushing back.
Yep.
That don't want to talk about that. And
Well, they
say,
don't. I think they don't want to believe that they've been fooled or lied to, and they don't want to believe in the systems that they have believed in aren't the best for humanity. And I think a lot of people intuitively know that, but it's really just right now. It's just letting it go. It's like I see an image in my head, and it's like we're it's like we're playing tug of war, and we're all holding onto the rope so tightly it's burning our hands. And if we would just let go, the system would go away much faster, so that those who have been holding the calm down, those that are imagining what else is possible, that energy will be able to come in because we let go of the old. And I think you can do that by finding things that make you laugh and just relaxing. You don't have to, quote unquote, do anything. And the old elbow grease, just put a little elbow grease. That's not going to bring in the new right now. It is just relaxing and enjoying. And I'm just trying to spend more time with my kids. Like, we made crafts, we made cat toys out of straws and bells, and just do whatever you can to really just get out of the mess of the old system falling. And just ask your body, like, what do you really want to do today? What feels good to you? What do you want to eat today? And just really honor how you are being guided to live your life right now, because it is falling away, and there's nothing we can do. It's for the best. The longer you hold on, the harder it's going to be for you to process what's going on. And I really highly recommend people that are struggling to find a healer or to start a meditation practice. Like, there's so many things that you can do. You don't have to just suffer it out. You know what I mean? You don't have to suffer. So
there's a lot of stuff online. I'm having the same problem. Hold on.
Oh, good Lord.
maybe
Do I need to go get my sage
Right?
stick?
Crazy. Oh, I didn't bring my
whatever.
water in with me, and I had
Yeah.
just my coffee, and I need my water, but that's okay. No big deal.
Sasha.
Back to what you were saying, though. I know, nice little edit here, I hope. Anyway, maybe not.
There's not. I didn't write it down.
Whatever, thanks.
I'll see if I can get it.
No, back to what you said, because I'd seen this thing the other day, and I was like, this is exactly what's going on. Is for some, it's easier to believe the lies than to believe they've been lied to, because you don't want to be taken. Nobody wants to be taken and think that you fell for something, and so you'll fight really hard against what's actually the truth. And wouldn't it be much easier just go ahead and just do it. Rip the Band-Aid off and just take it and say, wow. But it's hard also to change that belief system, because you build a lot of stuff around that. You think that you understood what was going on. I still have those thoughts, when I'm just like, I know what I feel in my gut. And then there are days when I'm like, wow, what if it's all a lie?
Right?
Yeah.
God.
And when you've built your whole life around something, you will fight harder to not lose that. Wow, it really is.
It's crazy, isn't it?
You will fight harder to not lose that foundation in which you've built your life upon. And I even saw this with Reiki. If somebody believed that Reiki was evil because that's what they've been told their whole life, or that they needed the church only, and that they didn't have access to God directly. Well, if they believe now that that's not true, every single aspect of their life that they have built upon that truth will now come into question, and people will
Undoubtedly.
fight to the death to not lose their foundation.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening right now, is the foundation, whether they want it or not, is crumbling as a whole for collective. And I think the more people that could just jump and let go, the faster this is going to happen. Because for a lot of us, we know that there's more light coming in than ever. And so more people are waking up, whether that's however that awakening looks to you, because I know your awakening looked different than mine.
Right. Yeah, it was different, totally different thing that got my attention. And I think when we were talking about our throats, God, this is crazy. It's almost like somebody's trying to make you stop talking. And you know what I mean?
That would be,
we
That's
talked about
weird.
this before. It's like,
It
because
wouldn't be weird. It would be absolutely
That's weird.
Part of the course, to be honest with you. And
It's crazy.
And because the darkness doesn't want us talking about it. They don't want us to give people ideas on how they could just be happy for the day.
Just to be happy.
Yeah.
And what's funny is one of the podcasts I listen to is Leah Remini's Scientology podcast, where she's talking about coming away from Scientology. She was raised up in it. Her mom joined when she was a child. And now she does is talking about her life on the outside. And she made the comment the other day, very similar situation. And she's talking about trying to help people see the light to come out from Scientology, because that's the only thing they've known since they were children. They were raised in it, and that's the only way you can survive. They don't know what life on the outside is. They've been told it's bad, it's evil. The only way you can be accepted by God and to move forward in your spirituality is to give everything to Scientology and then do everything Scientology tells you to do and live the way that they tell you to do it. And so she said, there's some people in there, they don't know any people on the outside. And so we can't save them, she said. And that just struck me, because she's like, we can't save them, because if we bring them out, it'll be harder on them than them just staying. That they'll never be able to accept what's on the outside, because they don't. She says she had people on the outside. And so when she came away from it, she had support.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
unfortunately,
wow.
that's true for a lot of things. And I'm seeing a lot of people exit the planet pretty quickly, and it's because they just don't want to go through the transition. They don't want to live through the change.
See, and we've heard about over the course of COVID, and then the course of the election, and the revelations that have come, in certain, call them scandals, whatever you want to say, but the isolation, I think, compounded it. That we've heard that a lot of people are really in jeopardy because people have taken their lives. That it's just, as opposed to looking at the other side and saying, okay, is there a place for me there? Trying to figure out how to reach out to somebody. Like you said, they need to know there are people that they can reach out to. Yeah. And that's why you see so many times people even posting things. I think it's helpful, because you reach somebody, you might reach somebody who's just like, oh, that's what I needed to read. But it's scary that you had that component of COVID added to the stress.
And I know I have to go back to just everything is changing, and it is working out for the highest good of everybody and humanity and the animals and the oceans and everything that people fight against, whether it's racism or pollution or whatever. It is all under the one controlling umbrella. And if this umbrella, if we would just let it go, everything will change. Every single category, whatever you're passionate about, will change. And there's so much hope. And I just keep trying to encourage people, just hang in there. There's so much hope. I know the change looks crazy, but this is really going to be amazing once we get to the other side of it.
That's what I love about your posts on Facebook, though. And you said, when I was talking earlier about people get to know you because of one thing you do, and maybe they came to you for help and healing. But this is part of it, what you're posting. You're not deviating from expectations.
Well, I think a lot of people are actually confused by me, to be honest with you, because I don't fit in a box.
No.
I'm the spiritual healer, and a lot of the times that falls under one political party. And then it's just
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because we want to put everything into a category.
We tend to box people in. And so when I started talking about politics and what I was seeing from an energetic point of view, and who was going to hold the matrix in place and who was actually blowing the matrix up, people were like, what? This isn't the Rhianna I know. And it's just my sole purpose of Indigo Warrior turned on in March. I've always bucked this system. I've always fought against corruption and systems that didn't make sense. When my parents would give me a rule, I'd be like, but why is that a rule? And I drove them nuts. And I did
no wonder you guys get along so well.
I never questioned. I just didn't do it.
Well, that's,
I didn't know what
Defiance,
I was doing.
Whatever.
I was defiant. And I didn't even know why.
Yeah. And that's probably a part of it. You're an Indigo Warrior. But I think people, it's funny because I can see how many people follow me. And so I'll post a spiritual, how to control your thoughts or create your reality, or, a spiritual post that goes against here, sorry, I'm just all jumbled. Like, I don't fit in a
it's
box,
a lot.
right? And there's no box. So what I'm talking about politically tends to fall into a more conservative point of view right now, right?
Right, because
And a
that's the way
lot
that
of
box
them-
has been constructed.
Yeah, but a
Right.
lot of them also in that box believe in religion
Mm-hmm.
to a T, right? And I'm here blowing up their religious box,
Yeah.
but I'm on their side right now with the political views for a certain reason. Again, it only goes back to the matrix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just that is the most important thing for me right now is blowing up this matrix. And then the religious people are like, what? She's out there. And then the spiritual people are like, what? Why are you talking about politics? And it's like,
Right? Why are
let's
you
just
looking?
blow the whole box up, right? Like
Stop
all of the
this.
boxes. Yeah. So
It's true because the boxes were made a long time ago.
Yeah,
On top of
exactly.
it, that's the other thing is that we're living under the construct of things that were put together hundreds of years ago, or even just in America a couple 300 years ago. And you think, okay, things have changed, the parties have changed. I don't really want to be put in a box in any way, shape, or form, and it bothers me that there's just this two-party system.
Yeah, 100%.
I wish that there was a way to change that, and that you never used to be.
But
That's the
that's
other thing
what's-
when you look back through history and go through America's history. It wasn't a two-party system, and the way that developed is fascinating to me as well. That would be another conversation. But that
For your guys' podcast, we finally
I
get off
know.
the ground. For
We
God,
we're
it's
almost
been
there.
this more
Yeah.
pre-production in Avatar.
almost there.
Swear, like you guys are like, holy cow, $1 billion Scorsese podcast.
I know we're trying so hard.
No,
we
we
are the mechanic that has the car that doesn't run, because we fix everybody else's car, but we haven't fixed our own, so we can get going, because we need to get this thing off the ground and get rolling. But you look back at how that developed and how that came to be, and that will be a conversation we'll have in that podcast, because it's fascinating to me how we all decided what the quadrants were going to be. It's like everything. There was no construct when it first started. You had George Washington, and then things went from there, and it's just it's crazy. But
We actually got a text yesterday asking, when is JT and Rhianna's pod going to drop?
Oh, shut up. Seriously.
I swear to God, looking forward to that.
Okay.
it's the
I
first
hope
one.
it happens
here's
before
the
I
deal.
leave the planet.
You made
I made that up.
I was like, they did not say that. I've got my bags packed.
There you go.
Still up.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh, I just forgot. Oh, in our defense, it was Mercury retrograde, and nothing felt quite right. Like we needed to get through the cluster.
This
of
has been a
Mercury
tough year to
retrograde.
get it together.
Well, and Mars retrograde is in Mars is in retrograde too, and it is, for me, it wasn't an energy of taking action. It's so there.
Okay, so suck it.
We'll get there. I promise you.
I do. And this has been a great conversation once again. And and like I started to say at the top of the podcast, when Pat was trying to figure out how to work his phone, that some people that I've talked to that heard our last episode with you on it, and it touched them. And one in particular even said, she says, I've had the whole idea of the Reiki and that this has been in my mind, and things have keep happening to me that draw me back. And she heard that podcast, and she said when she heard your voice, and it wasn't the first time she'd heard your voice, but that time when she heard your voice, it was like it just clicked. And she's like, that's who I need to call. And I said, that's who you need to call, because that's exactly what you need to do. And I think that it would do a lot of people a lot of good also, just to, and I know I need to still sit down with you. And she asked me if I had, and I said, you have to understand, I believe 110%. That's what scares the shit out of me. So,
Right?
so I know it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it, but I'm also like, wow.
Yeah, and it's nice to see so many more people are opening up to it. I have a family member that actually gets messages through songs, and he sent me this song, and he's like, I know it sounds crazy, but they're talking about right now. And I'm like, that's not crazy. That's called clairaudient. It is a intuitive ability, and every single human on this planet has intuitive abilities. It's not just special people. We all do. It's whether you listen to it or not, right? And so I think really just, I guess if I leave with anything, it's do what you can to feel safe right now and to feel light, whether that's laughing or meditating or whatever. And there's a lot of ways to get feeling better right now. And I would say turning off the news is one, coming to see me or other healers is another option, meditating. And one thing that I've started to leverage that I just thought might be fun and different for the listeners is to leverage spirit animal energy. So every animal on the planet has an energy about them, right? So like rabbits would be light and quick and joyful, and then like a bear would be protective, right? So start to call in the energy of whatever animal that you need more of.
Right.
So like, if you're feeling unsafe, call in bear energy or call in mama lion energy, right? If you need to just feel like fluttery and light, call in hummingbird energy. So just imagine like the energy that you want or the emotion that you want, and call that in or call in the animal that you think represents that, and then just kind of sit in it. And I know people right now aren't asking enough for help. So like every day I ask Jesus or Mother Mary or any other ascended masters, because I don't fit into a religious box, right? But I know Jesus personally. Angels, whether it's Ganesh, or like whatever ascended master you want, ask for them to just hug you and snuggle you, because they're always here helping us. And we're just stuck in this 3D realm of what I see in front of me is the only thing that is possible. And that's what we're trying to get away from right now.
It's true. The simplest thing, driving down the street, and we've talked about this before, Pat, driving down like Dodge Street. And I used to drive down Dodge Street every day, going to work, and actually picking my head up and looking left or right and like, when did they build that hotel? What the hell?
Yeah.
Getting out of automated,
right?
automatic
Because
mode.
all I saw was the road ahead of me, and I wasn't looking around.
Or get to your destination, like, how did I get here?
Did I go on?
Right. You're like, how did I? It's the eeriest feeling.
That's scary.
But that's
Take a different road.
That's being unconscious.
Yeah.
And so right now is like getting conscious.
Yeah.
That's the whole journey, is getting out of the programming, getting out of the matrix, getting conscious.
Take a different way home. Go to a different grocery store, etc. Thank you for coming in, Rhianna.
Well,
Awesome,
thank you
Rhianna.
for having me.
Love
Got
it.
it. Stay
Love
tuned
it.
for when your podcast is going to drop.
2021. No, I'm kidding. It's 2020. It's got to happen.
Good Lord. All right, it's Pat and JT, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thanks for listening.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.